All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about music, talking about the political ramifications of the war in Ukraine as it applies to music, apparently, and doing so in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So, add the Scorpions, a band from West Germany. There's a lot of irony here, folks, and some of this is a little complicated, and some of it's actually fairly easy to follow. So you've got this band who wrote this song called Wind of Change. I thought it was Winds of Change, but I think it's just Wind of Change back in the early 1990s. And it was a mega hit, rock stations, top 40, all around the world. This song was a celebration of the Berlin Wall coming down. It was a celebration of the fall of the old Soviet Union. And it mentions a place called Gorky Park, probably one of the most prominent lyrics in the song. Of course, Gorky Park is located, I believe, in Moscow, right? And so the band has decided to change up the lyrics to the song as they begin their Las Vegas residency. Anyway, Klaus Meine admitted the song hits differently given the state of the world today. Before we came to Vegas, I was thinking about how to play Winds of Change the way we used to play for so many years. I thought, it's not the time with this terrible war in Ukraine raging on. It's not the time to romanticize Russia with lyrics like follow the Moscow down to Gorky Park, you know? I wanted to make a statement in order to support Ukraine. And so the song starts now with, now listen to my heart. It says Ukraine, waiting for the wind to change. Okay. The band has continued using the new lyrics throughout their residency, which runs until April 16th. Again, a band from West Germany. The song is just so special in the history of the band because of the meaning, because of the background. When I wrote the song, I was so very much inspired by what we saw back then in the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War, the coming down of the Berlin Wall. It was a moment where all of us in the world, we were looking into a peaceful future, where it was about joining together instead of being separated by wars and those differences. Now, joining together, here I am being the conspiracy theorist I am. Joining together does not mean having no autonomy from other countries. If other countries decide that they're going to continue to encroach upon you and bring in, military equipment and set up military bases and even bioweapons laboratories, right? That's a thing. It's already been confirmed. Victoria Nuland said so, and Marco Rubio grilled her and went along with her and said it'll be the wascally Russians that will do something. So we better make sure we lock those facilities down, those facilities that, of course, the media said didn't exist until, Victoria Nuland contradicted basically probably what she was told by whoever, the CIA. It's just crazy what's going on in our world right now. And how does this really relate to what the Scorpions are doing here? Well, the Scorpions are just, playing the mood of the standard, regular, go along to get along crowd. Klaus says here, we had so many amazing moments, so many emotional moments we shared with our fans in Russia, he continued. But this is about the regime, and there's a lot of people in Russia that just don't know the truth. That's just a fact. And it's so sad to see what's going on, and so many people are dying every other day. He said every other day, maybe not every day. He goes on to say, it breaks your heart, and it's really sad. You know what breaks my heart is the fact that so many people are so misinformed about so many topics. So here's a band from West Germany. Okay, and I keep making that point, who apparently don't understand that there's a remnant, a pretty good sized remnant in Ukraine of what everybody was trying to stomp out. years ago. And that remnant apparently did a lot of damage to the eastern part of Ukraine over the last 8 years. And Klaus, he doesn't know, or if he does know, he doesn't want to talk about it, because that legacy, of course, started in Germany. It probably started in other places prior to that, even here in the United States under Woodrow Wilson. But this is a rock band, okay? And everybody just plays it like, hey, this is what everybody's doing. This is going to be offensive to people to say Gorky Park in a song. By the way, to add insult to injury, there was a rock band from Russia called Gorky Park that came out right at the same time, maybe slightly before or after Wind of Change broke big. And they were actually pretty good. They had this song on the radio called Bang. And then they had a few other songs I think we almost played at our rock station at the time. But I was fairly impressed. They were sounding a lot like a band from that particular time period. And they were from, shall I even say it? I think they were from Moscow. So I guess we just have to erase history or change history or, give a new meaning to something. People forget that a few Russians, a few people from the Soviet Union, like millions of people gave their lives during World War II. And I'm not, standing up for communism or the old Soviet Union. I'm just saying you had a certain kind of fascism over here, right? And then you had communism, dictatorship, whatever. And you look at the two ideologies, and at least one wasn't intentionally trying to destroy certain people in the population, right? They may have mistreated their own citizens, but they weren't trying to lead them to a chamber where they would, after a little while, no longer be breathing anymore and most likely be completely destroyed. And that's exactly what happened. And so it's kind of ironic that the remnant in Ukraine belongs to the same strain, right? It's the same strain if you go back in time to what happened during World War II. It's the same type of people. They idolize those people. And you'll hear the word Azov and you'll just hear, oh, it's a right-wing group and they don't represent the good people of Ukraine. But yet they seem to have a lot of power and they seem to control a lot. So anyway, this doesn't surprise me that they're going to change the lyrics to Wind of Change. They're not going to, this is just something that everybody seems to be doing without any sort of reality check. And I don't really expect rock bands who are playing, the Vegas circuit to be all that concerned about what's really going on. They're just going along with the prevailing narrative, what the news media continues to peddle. And you're even going to get censored or fact-checked on various platforms for just questioning what the motivation is. Where is the money going? Are they raising money with this song? Are they trying to raise money and get funds to go to people in Ukraine who, if you've seen pictures coming in, you know that there's not a lot that is left in certain places in Ukraine. So I'm not sure where that money is going to go. So it's just interesting. But again, the Scorpions, I like the Scorpions. I'm not critiquing the Scorpions as a musical entity. They've had some great moments. They came out with a couple of great new songs that I was going to talk about. I may have spoken of one of them, but they still sound pretty good. They still sound like the Scorpions, which is cool because a lot of these bands age and you can barely recognize the singer and the sound changes and it doesn't sound like the same rock band, but the Scorpions have kind of kept their classic sound over all these years. In any event, that's the video. That's it. Done. And I appreciate people watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell if you want a notification on a new video. Patreon. I need patrons over on Patreon. As always, $1 a month, whatever you can afford. And I will see you soon.